What's up, everybody? Welcome back and happy Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you your daily hail forecasts, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. And they're still linked for you in the description to this video, so go ahead and check them out on Facebook after the forecast. Today, we've got another snowstorm moving into the Rockies. More snow for you guys out there, you're used to it, but that system is expected to move east, and meanwhile, brief thaw for the southern plains, popping above freezing for a little bit. So that's some good news for us down in Oklahoma and Texas. Going to see how long that sticks around before, again, that winter system moves into the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. So lots of winter weather to cover today. Before I get into it, got to remind you guys, the Raising Hail Tour is coming out here. February 1st is going to be our first location and event. That's going to be in Denton, Texas, so not technically Dallas, like the outer suburbs. And then after that, we're going to be in Oklahoma City, Denver, and Chicago. So if you guys are in any of those areas or around, go ahead and check it out. If you're new to the event, just got to do my little spiel real quick. But Derek, our CEO, does a hail forecast every year to cover the entire nation, when your hail season is going to start, when it's going to end, and how intense it's going to be, or maybe how quiet it's going to be. So if you guys want to know that information, go ahead and register for the Raising Hail Tour. It's on our Facebook events page, and tickets are selling out quick. So go ahead and register for that. Now into our weather. Last 24 hours had some decent snowfall for the New England states and a little flicker of some starting up in the Rockies. Almost 15 inches, and if we got any Mainers in the viewership here, tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Holton is what I'm going to go with, but about 15 inches of snow out there. And if you're in the lake effect zones, got almost 10 inches of snow there, 9.1 in Watertown and 9.5 in Buffalo. Just a little dusting across the East Coast, but generally a pretty active snow day for the New England states. And then again, things are starting to turn on in the Rocky Mountains. Got over an inch in Salt Lake City and in Idaho Falls, over 3 inches in Boise, and a few different areas starting to see some elevated snowfall totals as that system moves in. But for the southern plains, this kind of made me chuckle this morning. It makes it seem like it's so warm outside. Really, it's in the 30s, but it was just so cold earlier that it's warmed up about 15, 20 degrees, depending on where you're at, in pretty much the whole central U.S. here. From yesterday at noon into today at noon. So a mild warm up, still wintry outside, but you know, we're in between systems and it's not below freezing right now. So we'll see how long that lasts. With our current setup, there's that snowstorm tracking into parts of the Rockies right now. Nothing too intense yet, but if you're in like the Missoula area, if you guys are in Salt Lake City, or just to the west of I-25, starting to see snow picking up through there, and it should last through this afternoon and then eventually tomorrow while things, you know, linger in that area. So 30 degrees right now in Denver, only in the teens out through Idaho and parts of Montana, 29 in Portland. So we got the temperatures to bring us some snow with that system tracking through. And then for the south, now we're at 40 degrees in Houston. It feels so nice and warm compared to the single digits we saw earlier. 39 degrees in Oklahoma City, 35 in Dallas, and sitting right at freezing in Atlanta. So finally starting to see a little bit of a warm up as things kind of shift out of our zone here. There you are in central Oklahoma for our temperatures. A lot of us sitting in the upper 30s, just shy of 40 degrees in Oklahoma City itself. And then down through the Texas metro, a lot of low to mid 30s through DFW. Little bit warmer in the Austin-San Antonio area, sitting at 36 degrees in San Antonio itself, and then 40 degrees in Houston, 40 degrees in Galveston as well. So again, a southern warm-up, but things are different in the Rockies. That's where we're expecting to see that snow moving through. You can already see that in the Rockies right now, right along about I-70 here. as that snow moves in. So not expected to make its way quite into Denver with any significant accumulations, but we're sitting at 30 degrees there, just above freezing in Boulder at 34, and then 46 down in Elbert. So getting nice and warm once you move down towards Colorado Springs, where that system hasn't quite hit yet. So for our watches and warnings right now, still very wintry across the U.S. We do have a hard freeze warning in effect for parts of Alabama and Georgia. Lots of winter storm watches, warnings, and advisories out in the Northwest. And then, still some residual wind chills and lake effect stuff happening in other parts of the U.S. But zoning in specifically on Colorado and Wyoming, that's where we got a winter storm warning for snow totals 10 to 20 inches, depending on what elevation you're at. And then if you're in that light purple winter weather advisory. And then we just got a ton of stuff across the board. Flood watch in effect along I-70 there between Aspen and Steamboat. And then we also got a high wind warning here through Cheyenne. So lots of stuff going on out through the Colorado Rockies today as that system tracks in. So for our future radar, there it goes, picking up on snowfall amounts, particularly through Idaho and Montana by around 5 p.m. Mountain Time. But we should see a very persistent band of snow setting up through Colorado through the overnight and into tomorrow morning as the main stuff moves out into the Ohio Valley. So multiple areas seeing significant snowfall falling into today and tomorrow, and then possible to see some sleet, ice, freezing rain picking up through the Tennessee Valley and the Ohio Valley for tomorrow. So got to watch out if you're out there for slick travel and snowfall moving into the New England states by Friday. So for your snow accumulations, starting out today, it's going to be starting strongest in Idaho and Montana where things are heaviest right now. By 6 p.m., potential to see 4 to 8 inches. And again, elevation is super important there. It's going to be a wide range of snowfall amounts depending on if you're, at the base of a mountain or at the peak. So makes sense, right? And then if you're down towards like the Steamboat area, getting some pretty heavy accumulations there as well. Then overnight into tomorrow, that's when things will mostly fall through Colorado. All right, should be mostly out of the way by Thursday at noon. But now things moving into the central states and the Ohio Valley through Thursday evening and into Friday, when we could see heavier snow through anywhere from Illinois all the way out into Pennsylvania. So zooming in specifically here for our Colorado viewers, if you guys are down in Aspen or Vail, here's kind of your ski forecast, right? Aspen and Vail, seeing about a foot or so of snow. Steamboat Springs expected on this model to get hit pretty hard, but again, this whole area is in that winter storm warning right now for accumulations up to 20 inches, so keep that in mind. And then, you could get a couple inches of snow all the way as far south as like Telluride and Montrose. So here's Aspen, Vail, and Telluride specifically over the next 48 hours. Most of it, again, expected to fall between now and tomorrow at noon, but we could still get a little bit through some areas into Thursday and Friday, but the significant accumulations expected now for Telluride, Vail, Aspen, and Steamboat Springs. So that's what we got for you guys in Colorado. And then the rest of the nation, still staying cold, moving out of those freezing conditions, right? Staying above 32, but still chilly. So if you're in this purple, that's where you're below 40 degrees, and anywhere in the blue is below freezing. So, for this evening, 6 p.m. Central, should be seeing that colder weather starting to move back down south overnight, and then popping back up by tomorrow afternoon. Some of us even close to around, getting above 40 degrees. So definitely going to see a warm-up, particularly down in Texas and the Gulf Coast. But then the central states starting to see weather conditions improve a little bit, starting to see things move out of those 30-degree temperatures. And then into tomorrow afternoon around 6 p.m., lots of us seeing 40s through the Tennessee Valley and the Central Plains there, and then the upper 30s for you guys in the Missouri, Kansas area. And then unfortunately things cool down once again by Friday, but it should be brief. Take that for what it's worth. So I don't actually know where Hamilton, Ohio is specifically, but if you let me know kind of what region in Ohio is, I can try to respond better to that. So I'll let you know. But for wind chill, this is going to be, again, just really chilly and cold, particularly up near the northern plains. That's where things really are picking up with those higher winds. So if you guys are in like Glasgow or Minot, could see some pretty significant wind chills. If you're in southwest Ohio, it's looking like on some models it's showing like 1 to 2 inches, maybe 1 to 3 inches, and shifts and changes a lot. We've got a few days out as well, so take that for what it's worth, but you could see accumulations up to maybe 3 inches in southern Ohio. Come back tomorrow though, and we'll have updates on our forecast models, and we can let you know more accurate numbers. So back to our wind chills though, just bottom line, it's going to be chilly through today and tomorrow, particularly up in the northern plains, but still seeing some cooler wind chill temperatures reaching as far south as Oklahoma and Texas. And then things dive back down south towards Friday when we'll have another round of sub-freezing temperatures. So not a great chance of roofing pretty much anywhere across the U.S., same with outdoor work in general. We're going to be dealing with a lot of snow and rain through the west, and then temperatures below 40 degrees pretty much everywhere else, except for maybe far southern Florida. But, wind-wise, not terrible, and it is popping up close to 40, so, if you're trying to do any door knocking or just trying to get out and about for a brief period of time between today and tomorrow, it could be better for it in the southern U.S., and then a lot of wintry precip to deal with in the northern states with everything, kind of coming together temperature-wise. And then as we drop back down in temperatures Friday to back below freezing, there you are at 28 in Oklahoma City, 36 in Dallas by Friday. It should be brief, so there we go into Saturday at 3 p.m., still below freezing in Oklahoma City, a little bit above it in Dallas, but then by Sunday, things starting to warm back up, and now we're pushing back towards 40 degrees for the southern plains, even into part of the central plains as well. So again, it's going to drop temperature-wise this weekend if you guys are anywhere down in the South Plains, but it shouldn't be terrible. It should be a pretty brief turnaround before we see temperatures warming back up again. So that's what we have for you guys in terms of winter weather. You guys can go ahead and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and smash that subscribe button everywhere else. And then if you guys are interested in purchasing a plan from us, go ahead and scan that QR code up above me or click the link in the description to this video, and we can get you signed up for everything. Or go ahead and give us a call at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest updates, but for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.